Hello and welcome back to the Space Jam Continuum. I'm Chris McLennan.
I'm Carl Noble.
And welcome back to the show where we try to make some cohesive sense of something that doesn't make any cohesive sense.
No, well, it hasn't yet.
The Looney Tunes, Merry Melodies.
It's a fantastic little world.
Tooniverse. And, as it transpires, its connection with our world. So, last week, we saw a bit more of the now apparent tragedy that is the mind of Daffy Duck.
You've got to feel sorry for him.
He's touched.
He is, in the head.
We came to at least a tentative conclusion about all the different sort of themed areas in the Looney Tunes world, where everyone's in a medieval town or Aladdin town.
Yeah, for old Eggheads.
We think they're sort of reservations or maybe Westworld-esque theme parks that were introduced as part of a government scheme to just ease the life of an egghead.
Because it is a short, tragic life.
Short, tragic life that ends in mental collapse.
Yes, and
physical
collapse, yeah. Just cave into themselves like a soft-boiled egg.
What else did we see last week? Oh, and then Daffy Duck went to Hollywood.
He did. He did go to Hollywood. He became the director.
Yeah, so he's done quite well for himself.
I think he stepped up in the world.
Something of a savant, maybe.
And there was also a lot of stock footage from our world, which was quite interesting.
Someone on that side of the portal
is watching us.
Is studying us just as intently as we're studying them.
But
by we, I don't mean our world in general, I mean you and me specifically.
Yeah. That's weird, isn't it? I do get the thing I'm being watched. But yeah, who knows? It's odd that they kind of just keep those films lying about so that any director can just walk into the studio and just start.
Well, I don't know, because we're very sort of, in our world and under our government, we get very sort of cagey about those sort of discoveries. It gets very you get Roswell and Area 51, that sort of vibe. Whereas, maybe they're very open about it in their world.
Well, yeah,
they do have a a laissez-faire socialist monkey government.
They are quite a bit loose weave, aren't they, on the old authority thing?
Yeah.
Right.
So
I mean, people aren't getting put away for murder. We still need to keep count of that dog, though.
I can't remember what we decided it was currently at 32.
I think it was 32 was...
32 confirmed kills.
32 on-screen confirmed kills as well. Has to be on-screen.
That dog, what killed everybody.
Yeah, that dog, what killed everybody.
Yeah, so, there's a lot to think about in that regard.
Yeah. So,
last week we watched Daffy Duck in Hollywood. So, we'll move on to the next chap, which is... It's a Porky Pig number.
Oh, Porky.
And it's called Porky the Gob.
Porky the Gob. I don't even know what that's going to do.
There's only one way to find out.
Yeah.
So if you're watching along at home, Porky the Gob. Has that tickled you, Cal?
It has. I'm very intrigued.
He's looking taut, fit and svelte.
He is. Well, he has joined the Navy.
He's joined the Navy.
Yeah, and he's trimmed down a bit, all that military training.
Yeah. At first we thought he looked tubbier, but that was just his head.
His head was fat.
Actually, his head looks fat compared to his now slender physique.
It's like a balloon on a stick.
So Porky's joined the Navy, presumably to get away from...
the mental Daffy.
The absolutely, batshit crazy
He did try to kill him last time.
Exactly. He needs some time away.
Yeah, I would as well.
But yeah, he doesn't like this Navy stuff.
No, his words, he does not like this Navy stuff. There's a lot of dogs in this one. Our first cat as well.
Yeah.
Which is quite interesting.
He's got quite sort of generic looking, old school Toon cat. Like, it looks a bit like the old, like a transition between like Animaniacs and the cat weed.
Yeah, kind of. It just reminded me of Felix.
Yeah, Felix. Yeah,
kind of had that just round head, pointy ears.
Yeah, it's not like later Looney Tunes cat that we know and love.
No.
But seen our first cat. Dogs still in position of power, but then they were most places on the ship. Sea dogs. Yeah, sea dogs.
Yeah, some salty sea dogs.
Salty sea dogs, and
one of them was used as a whistle.
Yeah,
because he's a dog.
Yeah, because he's a dog whistle.
Yeah. So
because that's how that works.
Yeah, you just get a dog and You blow on its fingers.
Presumably there's a pig whistle, duck whistle.
You'd imagine.
Yeah.
I'm thinking if you get Daffy, squeeze his neck, you're going to get a... Yeah, thank you very much. That was brilliant. That was very good.
But yeah, not much thrown into question in this episode, really.
Not really. I mean, it was nice to see Porky got a big bag of money at the end.
Yeah, so presumably that's going to help him out in the near future.
Yeah.
Also, his combat skills that he honed against, like,
they have
Robert,
improved.
They have
massively.
improved. He's like...
Yeah. He is doing well. He takes out a submarine, which fits an impossibly long ladder in, considering the depth of the submarine. He manages to battle everybody that's in that while the rest of the troops are away. And, yeah, gets rewarded with a big bag of money for defeating the bad guy.
Yeah. Not a huge amount else, except for, like, we've been keenly looking out for the differences between Porky Pig in the episode and the Porky Pig at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
And we're theorising that because we had that idea that possibly, well, it's not the same Porky Pig all the way through. Like, a Porky Pig will retire, and then
a new member of the family will step
but
up.
it's still the same character,
Yes.
as it were.
Yeah, he's playing
so
the
far as them putting on shows through the portal for our benefit.
It's always going to be Porky. So
He's
as far as
Porky
we're
Pig.
concerned, it's the
But
same.
it's actually different people. It's like Doctor Who, or like all the different people who've portrayed Sherlock Holmes. It's still Sherlock
or
Holmes.
James Bond.
James Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Porky, they either getting same members of the family, so they're getting people who look pretty much identical.
Yeah, but maybe that's our perception. Maybe they don't look pretty much identical.
No, that is
maybe all pigs look the same to us, Cal.
Yeah.
Maybe we're falling into the same racist trap.
We need to look out for the differences, and I mean possibly this is one of them because he is a lot more svelte in this.
Yeah.
But
the Porky Pig at the end is definitely older, so I think it's an older generation Porky Pig.
Possibly
Someone
his
a beloved pig who portrayed Porky Pig for many years.
Yeah.
Through the portal.
And now he's got a little cushy number of just best do the drum.
Well, it's an honour. It's an honorific.
Yeah.
It's
he possibly only had to do it once as well. Just stock footage.
Yeah, maybe.
Do the drum.
Maybe.
Potentially.
Maybe it's the first ever Porky Pig. And they just keep him. So we need to look out for differences in those end bits as well.
Yeah, see if he
Like
gets
if
older.
it suddenly changes.
Yeah.
It's like,
Changes his gloves. Maybe puts his waistcoat back on.
yeah, little things.
Yeah.
Important stuff. But overall, that episode didn't raise too many questions or really answer any, which is a shame. I'd hoped to kick in, because it's been a while since we recorded an episode. We've been running on fumes.
We have, yes.
I'd hoped to kick in with some
big news, but
heavy stuff, but I know that we are nearing the end of the Egghead era, and the next one's an Egghead episode.
I do like an Egghead episode because you just never know what you're going to get.
Well, also now we've sort of worked out what direction we're working in with Egghead. Like, it's easier to work out what details are important and what we can brush by the wayside.
Yeah, because it's trying to understand whether or not the Egghead we're seeing in this one is the same Egghead as the last episode.
And on the whole, we're presuming we've not seen the same Egghead twice, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because you've got to assume that they have a lifespan of maybe a few weeks before they just crumble.
Yeah.
Maybe a month or two.
Yeah.
It's hard
But
to say.
they're the particularly sort of skittish ones that we're seeing are ones that I think that have survived for longer and are really mid-breakdown, whereas sometimes he's quite cohesive.
I'm thinking the more sentient they are, the shorter their lifespan.
Oh, so you don't think it deteriorates over the lifespan?
Well, I'm thinking that they get a given amount of sentience,
and they can use it how
you can use it out in like
100 thought tokens.
Yeah, and you can use them all in one file swoop and be like really sentient, or you can just be completely away with the fairies and last much longer.
It's a bit longer, but at what cost?
Yeah, because we've seen some of them which they're just,
well,
they're just completely out of it.
But the Little Red Walking Hood, he was absolutely off his rocker.
He was, yeah. I reckon he kicked about for a while. We might have seen him for 2 episodes, but we don't know.
We don't know.
That's one thing. There's no confirmation of that at the moment, but that to me sounds like a workable theory.
Well, let's see what we can see then. So, if you're watching along at home, the next one is Count Me Out, on December 17th, 1938. If you're not watching along at home, that's still the next one.
Yeah, we're still going to watch it.
Yeah.
Whether you're watching it or not.
Yeah, and you just have to listen to us ramble about it or not.
Yeah, you might be able to work out what it's about by our ramblings, but it's hard to know.
I wouldn't get your hopes up.
Well, there was a thing.
There was a thing. A little more insightful than the last episode.
Yeah, there's apparently a commune of eggheads.
Yeah, so Egghead's there. He's, I think there's porch.
Yeah.
He's got his mailbox out the front. Specifically air mailbox. I don't know how that comes about.
Well, he had a plane inside the box, so he could send his letters out.
He could send his letters like straight out.
So it was his airmail, not for airmail only. And
then he immediately got a letter back. So he'd sent off for an Acme boxing instruction sort of experience. So
wanted to become a boxer.
Yeah. So it was an on vinyl bit, but it came with all kinds of contraptions that he could practice on, and it guided him through a whole boxing experience.
4 lessons.
4 lessons.
4 lessons, and then he got his diploma.
4 lessons. He got a diploma. Then it packed him off to a fight against Biff Stew,
the world
champion, which seems
unlikely.
Yeah,
I know very little about boxing, but I'm fairly certain you don't just walk in with your diploma and go, look, I got me a boxing diploma. How about you put me up against the world champ?
Yeah,
and maybe it does work like that. I don't know.
I don't think it does, though.
I don't think it does.
I struggle to believe that it does.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if that's how it happened.
But the key thing here is, well, they're twofold. One, the postman who comes and delivers things also like an egghead. Yeah. He looks older, like different Hezbollah, like he's got the weird red nose like the egghead.
Yeah, but he's got a beard. I'm thinking that's stuck on, as I think all the hair is. Yeah, I think absolutely. It's just they get
and the
a kit.
nose. The nose isn't.
I think they get a kit and they can make themselves.
Yeah, it's like a Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah, they just put stuff on. Like, they've got eyes in their mouth, but
yeah,
that's it.
That's it. So we think there's a sort of commune where all the eggheads live. They probably live for a little bit longer than we are given credit for.
Yeah, potentially.
But still a couple of months to kind of work.
I don't think they're very.
They get sent to this place. It's all very caring community. They just all live together, live a normal life. But they can send off for these various experiences, which is where those other parks came in. There was the Cinderella one, the Aladdin one, the Pocahontas one. Is that all of them?
There was the one where he went to become a cowpuncher. Yeah,
the sort of Wild West one. Yeah, that's what got us thinking maybe it's more like Westworld.
Yeah.
But yeah, they can send off these experiences, and unfortunately this egghead sent off for an Acme experience. There must be competing companies, because those other experiences, they were top notch.
Yeah, I mean, they seem to have like a whole area set out, buildings, and he just got a record player.
Yeah, so that's like Westworld. It's a full-on reservation. Like, it's full, like, you can live here.
There's a lot of money being poured into it.
Yeah, and then the Acme one was a vinyl and some contraptions. And
he went cheap.
Yeah, and it seemed to ship him off to fight the world champion, but that turned out to all be in his head.
Yeah, he basically got knocked out by one of the machines.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. It might have actually, the Acme one might have led to something more, but when he woke up after his being knocked out by one of the machines, he threw all the kit away.
Well, rightly so.
He got hurt.
He'd been gypped.
But I mean, if you want to become a boxer, what do you expect?
Well, I don't think you expect to be listening to a vinyl and punched out in your own house by a contraption.
Probably not.
I
don't want to be a boxer.
But yeah, so there's definitely competing companies for these egghead experiences. You've got to choose wisely if you're an egghead. Maybe we could do a guide for that later on. We've got a bit.
I think it's just don't choose Acme.
Don't choose Acme. Yeah. Don't choose the first one you find in the phone book. Do some research. Get on.
Yeah.
TripAdvisor.
have a Google. See what you think.
Yeah.
Make sure you get some non-biased reviews.
Yeah, like really just do your research. If you're an egghead, don't just go for the first experience you find. Like really, really shop around.
I'm sure there would have been other boxing experiences he could have went on which wouldn't have resulted in just that.
Yeah, I presume there's, sort of reservation somewhere where, like, you go there and you're the protagonist of, like, Rocky.
Yeah.
You just do Rocky.
Which would make, a lot of sense. Because I think that it looks like it could be quite enjoyable.
Well, you probably do Rocky 2, because then you win.
Yeah.
Maybe you do both, the whole experience, the whole arc.
What
that's a premium package.
Like a 2-week experience. 1 week is Rocky 1, and week 2 is Rocky 2.
Yeah.
Because there's no point in going on.
Then you get the whole. Then you get the whole arc.
Yeah. There's no point in doing Rocky 3.
No.
No, I don't think so.
Well, like, not if you're an egghead and you're only alive for
potentially 3 weeks.
Those couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, it cemented that theory somewhat. Be interested to see, because it means there's multiple eggheads at once as well.
And we're just not seeing them all. So maybe they do like a kind of a real life documentary type thing, and they'll just pick certain eggheads to follow around for a little while, and we're just seeing the best of the bunch, the most entertaining.
Very well. Well, I'll tell you one exciting thing's about to happen. It's 1939. We've done 2 years, Cal. We've got through 2 years.
Look at that! Wow. And it opens with a Porky number.
With a Porky number, The Lone Stranger and Porky.
I wonder if he spent his money wisely.
Available on the Blu-ray of The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh.
So there you go. It's just on there.
It's just on there as a cheeky bonus.
Why that's the home for it, I couldn't tell you.
Seems a bit of an odd place.
So yeah, The Lone Stranger and Porky, January 7th, 1939.
Oh, excellent.
It's nearly war o'clock as well.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that all pans out.
Right. Okay, let's watch this mother.
Let's do it.
Right, so that's raised at least one interesting divide.
Yeah, so we entered on that with a big date flashing up on the screen.
1865. And we thought, we'll get some actual history.
A bit of the past here, but then there was a narrator, which struck me as odd to begin with.
And then as it pushed on, there was like audience participation.
Yeah.
And so it's led us to believe that this Lone Ranger-esque story starring a helpless Porky Pig is actually one of like sort of a new type of cartoon we're seeing now since Porky and Wacky Land, where they have an agenda, and that's one where they're actively putting on a show for us rather than us just seeing
day-to-day life
happening.
Yeah, because it was definitely them putting on a show.
Yeah, so
like big signs, audience participation,
special effects.
Yeah, we were, the audience was asked, kind of like a choose your own adventure book, will he survive or not? And they said yes, and he survived. I'm guessing if they'd said no, maybe he would have smashed in the ground, and that would have been it.
I reckon so.
Bad guy would have won.
Yeah, so it's pretty much just there's the lone stranger, this masked sort of bandit guy.
Yeah, with his horse, Silver.
And he's called upon to rescue Porky Pig, who's being held up by bandits. He's called via the medium of television broadcast to his magic mirror on the wall.
Which comes through his mirror, which is
so, it was clearly like a more theatrical production in that regard.
Yeah, the acting in that wasn't
top notch.
It wasn't. It was very sort of like full on.
Yeah,
like they were really over the top.
But we've got to believe that if they're putting on a show for us, like some things are going to hold at least relatively true, right? Because I only bring it up because there's one point where Silver, the Lone Stranger's horse, and the bandit's horse fall in love and get married and tore off.
Yeah.
All while the Lone Stranger's fighting the bandit. And when he's finished fighting the bandit, she's back and they've got tons of kids.
Yeah.
That's a quick turnaround for
it's
8 horses.
It's a very quick turnaround.
And the last one was mustachioed like the bandit's horse, and twirling his moustache and did an evil laugh. Now, for us to make for us to make a story where that happens, like it's sort of a level of absurdity, and people go, it's a level of absurdity. But like, if they're putting on a show for us, is that an accepted truth on 2 levels? One is the turnaround for a horse about 2 minutes.
Yeah, because that was a very, very quick turnaround for horses.
But we were wondering that earlier when very early on in Porky's building, when animals were being,
yeah, because it was pelicans.
It was
what's the average turnaround for a pelican?
Yeah. And the second question is, in the Tooniverse, is evil genetically transferred?
That is a very interesting question, because I think that could have some real long-lasting ramifications if we come to that decision.
Yeah.
Like, what's that going to mean for future villains?
Yeah.
What's that going to mean
for Petunia and Killer's kids?
Yeah. Like, are some of them going to end up evil?
Is it is it also on the flip side of that? Is that the reason why, like, we can get Porky Pig after Porky Pig after Porky Pig who are near identical personality-wise? Because personality is pretty much just
genetically transferable as well.
Genetically transferable.
Yeah, it's
because we've already
it's a big question.
We've already established that, like, if you're a pig born to sentient pig parents, you're a sentient pig. You're not just a pig. You'd have to do that whole bit.
No, you don't have to sit trouser test. You don't have your snap moment. You just are.
Yeah,
sentient.
So yeah, that's an interesting thing to ponder, a thing to look out for.
And I mean, like, both those horses were sentient as well. So it seemed like their kids were sentient, especially the mustachioed one, because you don't do an evil laugh by accident. Well, you don't, though, do you?
No. Well, no, I never have.
No.
What if that's just your laugh?
Have you ever come across somebody with just an evil laugh?
We need to find someone evil with an evil laugh and make them laugh at something that's not evil.
Yeah.
Like just have a little giggle or something. Yeah.
And just see whether or not it comes out as an evil laugh.
Yeah, if you tickle someone who has like a big booming evil laugh, does the big booming evil laugh happen?
I don't think it does. I reckon it comes out with some sort of like little titter.
If you have a booming evil laugh
and you want us to try and make you laugh
at something non-evil, do get in touch and we will
try our best.
We'll do a little YouTube video or something.
Yeah, of us trying to make you laugh, and we'll see what happens. I want to know. I'm really interested.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's not really what we've set out to discover, but I'd see no reason why we shouldn't try and answer these big questions.
I'm happy to answer any question that comes up.
No, don't open that can of worms.
What?
You're happy to answer any question that comes up?
I'm not saying I'm answer it right, but I'll happily give it an answer.
Say something after you ask the question.
And it might make sense, it might not, who knows.
Okay, we've got a run of 2 episodes, both of which introducing new characters. The next one, we looked them up the other week, but I can't picture them in my mind. I remember we concluded that we did need to watch it because we did recognise them. This is Two Curious Puppies, the first appearance thereof. It's called Dog Gone Modern, and it's from January 14th, 1939. So let's see if we need to persist with these 2 curious puppies.
I think we probably do.
Right then. That was a bit different.
Yeah, it was a bit odd.
So it starts like there's this sort of demonstration House of the Future type deal, and 2 dogs managed to get inside it through the automatic door.
2 curious puppies.
Now I didn't... Yeah, 2 curious puppies indeed.
They were very curious.
Now I didn't know there were automatic doors in 1939.
No.
But I've done some snooping.
Oh yeah, what you found out?
And, well, you learn something new every day, Cal. And sometimes you waste it. Now the type of automatic door we're talking about, like the optically triggered one, was invented, the first one was invented in 1931.
Oh, wow.
But
Oh.
When, Cal, do you think the first automatic door was invented?
1929. 2 years earlier.
The 1st century AD.
What?
Greek mathematician Heron of Alexandria invented the first known automatic door. He described 2 different automatic door applications. The first application used heat from a fire lit by a city temple's priest. After a few hours, the atmospheric pressure built up in a brass vessel, causing it to pump water into adjacent containers. These containers acted as weights. Through a series of ropes and pulleys would open the temple's doors at the time people were to arrive for prayer.
Oh my god!
So, now we know that we were fools to be alarmed by an automatic door in 1939.
Wow. Okay, yes.
Because they were doing it in the 1st century AD.
Yeah.
So, the Tooniverse is teaching us about our world. Well, actually, it's just sending us to an appropriate Wikipedia article, but that's good enough.
Yeah, it's a start.
Yeah.
You know, the more you learn.
Yeah. The more,
Wow.
what happens? The more you learn what?
I don't know.
I don't know. That's all I know about
It's a popular saying.
The more you learn,
the more you learn. The
more you know, the no consequence listed.
Yeah, the bigger your head gets.
Well, now we know.
Yeah, there you
go. So that was what I spent most of that time doing. So I saw the dog get put through a dishwasher a lot.
Yeah, 5 times.
5 times.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was an interesting episode. Because the dogs were not super sentient. They were just super curious. I mean, they had the ability.
They were super curious.
Super curious. They had the ability to kind of like stand up and press buttons, and that's pretty much what they spent most of their time doing.
Yeah.
We don't know their names, so
they're just listed as 2 curious puppies.
Yeah.
And although accurate, it's not a name.
It's not really a name. Like the big puppy number 1, he got put through the dishwasher numerous times. The second puppy, the little one, he spent a lot of time running away from what appeared to be a very sentient robot.
Dustpan and brush robot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he spent a lot of time running away from that, hiding his bone from it, which he got out of a dog bone dispenser. And it seems odd that you would have a dog bone dispenser that when you press the pedal, a dog bone falls out, and then immediately the sweeping machine comes along and sweeps it up.
No, but the sweeping machine was already out and about.
Yeah, I know, but it just seems odd that you would have a machine
demonstrated
that puts something on the floor and then to immediately have the sweeping machine.
It's entrapment.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, you want a bone, there it is, but it's gone now, and now you have to fight the machine for it.
Yeah.
And what I did find funny was the machine, rather than taking the dust anywhere, he went to a back corridor, lifted the carpet, and swept it underneath, put the carpet down.
Even they're like, they're
shirking his responsibilities. Honestly, it was ridiculous.
What I do like about this is that it's that sort of that futurist sort of view, like
the world of tomorrow.
The world of tomorrow type thing. And it's like I'm really hoping that when we start getting a glance into sort of the 1950s Toon world, that it's that futurist.
It all goes a bit
Brilliance.
Jetsons.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you're expecting.
That's exactly what I want. Yeah.
It just goes a bit Jetsons.
Go a bit Jetsons. Yeah. But yeah, not much answered there, but I'm looking forward to the antics.
I like introduction of new characters. It's been a while since we've had new characters come in, and not sentient as well. I do wonder whether or not we're going to see
more just sort of
their moment.
Yeah, because the other thing about them being non-sentient creatures is it leads me to believe we're back onto just viewing some life that's going on.
Yeah. Like we're watching.
Like it's just the portal, the wormhole has just opened somewhere.
Yeah,
and
it just so happens that people are sat in the theatre and they're watching it, and they're probably like, "Oh, it's a bit of an odd one."
Yeah, it's almost like the portal opens at certain times, and someone on this side knows what times they are.
Yeah,
and we just watch what's going on.
That's
like Big Brother.
Yeah.
Not like Big Brother 1984, like the TV show Big Brother.
Yeah.
Where you just watch some people milling about.
This is much better. I mean, I've got 2 curious puppies. I don't even know what's happening in Big Brother at the moment. I imagine something. I'd have thought. Is it even on?
I don't think it's on anymore. No, I don't think it's on anymore. I think the 20-odd series they did of it was considered enough. Quite enough.
It was just quite enough. Yeah, so it will be interesting to see if we see more, because it did definitely just seem like a snippet of their day. Like, we didn't see how they got there, what the antics were.
Yeah, they were just there. They were just milling
I'm
around.
guessing it was something. I'm guessing they got up to something before that.
They're curious puppies.
They are curious. They don't get called curious puppies just for being boring.
I mean, that's probably why.
Sitting about.
That's probably why, in a couple of months' time, we get another 2 curious puppies number. Because
that's true.
Do you know what?
They start doing
They're
more
curious
things.
puppies. They do stuff
Out and about.
But talking of new characters, you're in luck. We've got another one. We've got Dizzy Duck in.
Dizzy Duck.
Who I thought would show up in a Daffy number, but
And she is with Porky.
But Porky Pig, Dizzy Duck, and I'm going to read that as it's an ill wind.
Porky's got wind.
I really hope that's what it's about.
Or Dizzy's got wind.
We'll find out.
Yeah, maybe they both got wind.
It's an ill wind, January 28th, 1939. Interesting. Back on the mainland with Porky Pig.
Yeah. Only just, though.
Clearly took his bag of money. He's
Went
still
fishing.
got like a little captain's hat. So
He
I
has.
presume he does have a boat.
Yeah,
I presume that's where the money went.
You think what? He's got some sort of yacht or something
Yeah,
like that.
he's
He's spooged his cash on a bit of yacht.
Yeah, he does it every time.
Yeah, he does do it every time. He's not very fiscally
Because as we've
responsible.
said
Is he?
before, Porky, he's always run out of cash within like a couple of episodes.
Yeah,
Gabby Goat got in the money
and gone.
Haven't seen him since. No. Presumably just
Gabby got his cash and went.
Just living a different life now.
I do hope I'd like to see him doing well.
Yeah, I'd like to go back
Less
and
angry.
I'd like to just come back to him and see that he's like some tycoon.
Yeah, I'd like to see him less stressed, less angry. Yeah, a bit more chilled out.
But yeah, Porky doesn't learn because he's back there. He's with Dizzy Duck.
Instantly made friends with some form of mental dog.
Like he tried to go. He tried to get away from it all. He joined the Navy. He didn't like that. He came back. Forgot really why he joined the Navy. Immediately befriended another insane duck.
Yes,
It's not quite Daffy level.
no. And Dizzy did seem to try hard.
Yeah, like you said, so basically what happens here? They go fishing. There's a big storm, and
So
they're
they run
basically
into the yacht club.
so they hide in the boathouse there, and basically get spooked by a dog that's there that's basically had a diving helmet fall on its head
And wrapped up in
looks like
chains.
and wrapped up in chains and just looks like a crazy monster.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've mainly just spent it running around that. But like Dizzy and Porky both got into peril, and they both called for help from the other one. Porky didn't seem much interested.
Either didn't hear or wasn't bothered.
Yeah,
Dizzy
Whereas
actually came to
really tried to
Porky's-
help.
He did. He whiffed it.
He whiffed it, but he was.
But
trying.
he tried. He put the effort in. What I did find interesting though is Porky said, "Oh, this building might be haunted." So that got me thinking: are ghosts a thing in their universe?
Or
And then,
is he superstitious, or are ghosts just a thing?
well, that's what I'm thinking. But at one point, Dizzy got scared, and it seemed like his spirit jumped out of his body into a barrel, then reached out and grabbed his physical body and pulled that body in.
So you really do think?
So I'm thinking that there is a separation between the spirit and the physical self, at least in their world, because he was able to jump out, grab his physical self, pull that in.
What was Dizzy's physical form's sort of demeanour during the brief seconds where
It wasn't moving.
It wasn't moving.
So it was
How
inanimate.
moving do you think? Completely inanimate.
It's well from the few seconds that was there, it was inanimate. So I'm thinking that once the spirit had jumped out, you've just got a lifeless husk,
Right.
and you got to get back into it quick.
You just
I'm
did.
guessing
Yeah.
because you don't want to leave it too.
Well, you need to keep an eye out for that as well, because I mean, it's a little akin to what we were starting to see with reflections and things like that as well,
Yeah,
where it could be quite separate in its action, but once you catch it, then it sort of falls back in line.
yeah. But what happened then was that then the dog came up the stairs with its helmet on, its chains, and ended up in a different barrel. And then they did like the classic cartoon thing of chasing each other through barrels, but like going in
like
one and popping out of another one.
Mario pipes.
Yeah. So I don't know whether or not they were connected somehow, or whether or not it was just sort of like, some fourth dimensional travel between barrels.
But we've seen before, like, because that could fall under, like, the bracket of like Toon powers, which we've decided there's pretty much a stigma about using in society, but we have seen them used when people are like super stressed out.
Yes, like super panics. I don't think Dizzy is long past his trouser test. I don't think he was born sentient. I think he's had his moment, he's passed his trouser test, and he's recently become friends with Porky. That's what I think. Because he didn't...
Do you think Porky's part of some program? Do you think he's part of some program where, like, when ducks have just taken their trouser test, they get like a mentor,
so kind of like a Big Brother system?
Yeah, Big Brother system.
Yeah, but not the not
the
show,
not 1984.
Not 1984. Like the Big Brother, Big Sister program where you can take, you know.
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, possibly, but maybe not only ducks. Like maybe
it's just a coincidence that it's
so what I'm thinking, possibly Gabby also worked for them as well.
I don't know. I always got the impression of Gabby. Maybe Gabby was Porky's. But Porky wouldn't need one because he was born into a
I'm thinking Gabby was just maybe somebody who worked with Porky on this program. I don't think he was. I don't think Porky was his mentor. I think Gabby and him worked together. That's why they were going on holiday.
Yeah.
And they lived together because they had a similar job.
That's interesting.
Because he seems to be volunteering. He's not making any money out of this. He's not making any money out of this mentoring program.
Big Boy Pants program.
Yeah. Yeah, we are. I like it. That is good.
It's the Big Boy Pants program.
Big Boy Pants program. Write that shit down.
The BBPP.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so Porky, in
volunteers.
addition to his 900 other jobs that he does for a day at a time, he's part of the Big Boy Pants program, which takes creatures that have just taken their trouser test and sort of
integrates
them the ropes.
Yeah, integrates them into...
And I think when he joined the Navy, it's because he felt like he'd failed Daffy.
Yes. Yeah, because he had a hard time
with
Daffy.
In a way, he had.
Oh, he did. Like, I'm not putting all of the blame on Porky, but he has to take a good proportion of that blame, I think.
It was a bold move on his part to take that responsibility.
I know, right? Because he was mad.
He still is, presumably. I think Daffy's still alive.
Yeah, I
think he's still going.
Always mad. So that's actually quite good. So that episode gave us a lot more than I anticipated. It was nice to see a new character, but that has actually given us some more information into kind of how their world works with newly sentient creatures.
Because there has to be a transition, right? There has to be some level to which this guy hasn't been here long.
Yeah, you can't just go sentience to out you go into society. Yeah, out you go into society, have fun with it. You pass your trouser test, you get, certain perks. You can get onto the welfare.
Yeah, I don't think you necessarily get on sort of the mentor program.
No,
but it's an option. It's a thing that can happen.
Well, I'm thinking like it's potentially if you want to get onto the welfare, then you have to go through the mentoring program beforehand to give you the possibility of getting jobs.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I think you can get jobs anyway.
Yeah, I think
you're not getting any support
possibly,
when you don't have one.
Yeah, I think you possibly could just get a job anyway if you just adapt to it.
Yeah.
But
that's
to help support, into work.
Yeah, especially while you're on your JSA.
Yeah,
because
it's not really rehabilitation, so is it just habilitation?
Just initial habilitation.
Yeah, so you get habilitation and. That allows you, it teaches you the skills you need to learn, and once you've been through that mentor program and you still can't find a job, you can get onto the welfare system.
Well, that's definitely something to think about.
Look at all that from one episode. Boom! We've got a bigger idea of what's going on now.
We do indeed, and I think we're going to call that the last one for.
I think it's a good place to leave it. So it's a good solid place, I think.
A couple of things. So what we're going to start doing, I think, is every 10 episodes do a companion episode, which we're going to call the Tooniversal Glossary, which basically all the theories that we've cemented and all the terms that we might keep using we'll put in that episode, and it'll be a short little bit just recapping the previous 10 episodes. If anyone wants to catch up or brush up on our gibberish, because
there's a lot.
It will save us basically explaining the concept every time we start using these terms.
Yeah, I think it'll help us out. It'll save us a lot of time. Otherwise, we're going to have to do it
because it'll mean we can just say the Egghead Parks.
Yes, and then hopefully everyone will know.
And there'll be a thing that's like it's been cemented. So we're going to start doing those. We're going to start looking also at because feature films start happening earlier than I thought they did.
Yeah, they do.
So we might actually have to at some point compile the filmography list with the feature films list. Admin.
Admin.
Woo!
Yeah, a bit of admin.
Can't get enough of it.
Writing, typing, reading, love it.
We're also trying to put together a wiki for this whole ordeal.
More for our benefit than anybody else's.
But, well, we're going to try and flesh it out up to the point where we are, and then we'll open it up to everyone else to help us out adding things in.
Yeah,
it will be easier once we're adding stuff week by week. But at the moment, we're just playing catch up with the episodes.
We've got a big chunk to do. Admin.
Yeah.
Woo!
I discovered that the Monkey Mayor is not the Monkey Mayor.
He's not, no.
He's the building commissioner.
Yeah, we did refer to him very often as the Monkey Mayor.
And probably still will.
Oh, yeah.
Just bear in mind that whenever we say Monkey Mayor,
we mean the building
Sandy Cement.
Sandy Cement, the building commissioner.
The building commissioner.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's what we've got in the works. Apart from that, we'll be back next week to resume the Space Jam Continuum.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Interesting times.
All right. Tune in.
Cheers.
See you later.
Bye. If you notice anything that we might have got wrong, or any comments, or you just want to say hello, or goodbye, or good evening, or good night, you can contact us on Twitter at TSJCommunity, or you can drop us an email at thespacejamcontinuum@gmail.com.